My family would always go on camping trips, and I was really struggling with my identity at this time. And we would go on camping trips into southern Tennessee with my sister and her husband. And during one of these camping trips, I found a Sports Illustrated article. Now, I had been reading Sports Illustrated for years because next to playing baseball, the thing I liked next was reading about baseball. I loved to see who was in a slump. I loved to see who was hot at the time, which team was on a roll, which team was falling, who had traded who. I was all about baseball, and I was just turning page after page after page reading baseball stories. And then I turned the page, and there it was, the answer to who I was. The article was on a transgender tennis player named Dr. Renee Richards. She was the first openly transgendered woman to compete in the professional level in tennis in America, and she was making quite a stir. According to this article, there were people that thought she was a cheater, there were people that thought that she was disgusting, there were people that were proud of her, there were people that didn't understand her. The thing I got from the article was, thank God I'm not alone. There is somebody else in this world just like me. That means that I'm not alone. And that was huge, absolutely huge. I mean, to discover that there's other people like you, I can't even imagine sometimes what it's like. Well, I can never imagine what it's like to not be transgendered. I'm always going to be transgendered. No surgery, no hormones, no electrolysis, none of that stuff will change the fact that I'm a transgendered woman. I'm not ashamed of the fact that I'm a transgendered woman. As a matter of fact, I'm quite proud of it now. I'm coming into my own as a person. But Dr. Renee Richards, she was strong. I mean, she was fighting this fight in a time when very few people had ever even heard of such a thing. At one time, I was very proud of her, and then at the very next moment, I felt sorry for her. I knew what she was going through. I knew what it was like for your family to not really understand you. I knew what it was like to have to hide in the shadows. And then I see this woman come out into public, and it gives me hope. It's like, I can do this. If Dr. Renee Richards can transition, I can do it too. So in 1976, I discovered I'm transgendered. This happened while I was camping. I've always had a fascination with the outdoors. I've always loved the outdoors. Always have. My mother's mother instilled in me the love of nature. She instilled in me that there's a rhythm to nature. There's seasons, there's resources, there's all of this rhythm to nature that everybody can be a part of. And she taught me how to become a part of it. She taught me to listen to the birds. She taught me to plant vegetables. She taught me to harvest vegetables. I owe a lot to this lady. I owe a whole lot. Matter of fact, of all of my immediate family members, my siblings, my brothers, my grandparents, my sisters, she was the one person that accepted me. She couldn't do it completely. She just couldn't. She still had to call me by male pronouns. She still had to call me her grandson. She just couldn't change that. But she was the person that gave me my love of the outdoors, and I am forever grateful for that, and I still love the outdoors. My family, on the other hand, my immediate family, at the time, they didn't really understand what was going on. They didn't have information. There weren't resources out there for transgendered people like there are now. There was nothing for them that they could rely on. And relying on the Bible for guidance can be a wonderful spiritual thing, but it can also be a thing that destroys the soul. And sadly for me, that's the side of the Bible that I got. I got the you should be ashamed. I got the what will the church think? I had church pastors come to me and pray with me that I would be saved. On and on and on, things were going to try to push the woman in me deeper and deeper away. My family started using social pressure, and I'm willing to bet that every person that is listening to this has been put under social pressure at some time or another. You just have. I mean, social pressure is tough. It makes you buy a particular car. It makes sure that men buy blue clothes and women buy pink clothes. It makes sure that gender separation takes place. It makes sure that people do what society says they should do. And sometimes what society says you should do is not the thing you should do. If society doesn't want you to be real, then I think society is wrong. I think everybody should be real. I think that anybody that is trying to become better in life, the best thing you can do is accept your strengths and weaknesses, accept who you are, love yourself for who you are, and be real. There's something about being real that is quite refreshing.